in-person classes.
Okay,
so here I'm
we've
doing
got
the
this really
initial
light
drawing
part here that I'm going to make sure
with
I
the
keep light.
pastel pencil.
And we've got the trees.
I do a very quick
And
drawing.
we've got all of this here.
It's a Carbothello pastel pencil, and it's a light blue. So it's kind of like planning my painting. I'm looking at composition, big shapes, kind of planning what I'm going to do. And now I'm starting to mix the color, and I'm going to do the back trees. So I'm just seeing them as big shapes. And one of my students asked me about my brush work. Now I'm kind of not pressing really hard, and I'm going to be leaving white spaces between my colors until I'm more sure of that the colors are as accurate as I could get them. So I'm varying the way I'm holding my brush, how I'm putting the brush work down. And I have a fair amount of paint on the brush. I just use mineral spirits to clean my brush. I don't really use them to thin my paints. I do have some fast drying, what is it? I forget what it's called. Hang on a minute, I'm going to look at. Yeah, it's fast drying poppy seed oil, and that's if my paint is a little bit too thick, I might dip my brush in and thin my paint a little bit. Okay, so now I'm putting some warm in the sky with the intention of later on I'm going to come in with blue, the same value. This is a gray day study, so the sky is the lightest light. So I have to be aware of that throughout the painting. Okay, so I'm mixing the hill in the background. I'm still leaving those white spaces. I don't fill the white spaces. I don't bring the white spaces together till the second layer. Then I start bringing them together. This is like my my underpainting. It's the structure and form under the painting. So I'm using the same brush. At some point I'm going to change brushes, but I'm loading my brush. And see how I changed the way I put the brush strokes in to add a little bit of interest. At this point I kind of feel like I'm doing a dance. I mean, I don't know if this makes sense, but I really am not. I'm comparing one color note to the next color. I'm making sure that I don't repeat a color. And I'm just what I refer to as just playing my musical instrument. I don't really have to think about it. I have my piano keys, my paints in the same place. I know where to get the paint I need. So I'm just going one color note to the next, and comparing. So here's some reeds here that I'm going to start off warm, and then later on I'm going to cool them down a bit. They're a little bit too warm to be on a light plane on a gray day. I'm also organizing my lights and my shadows. See, there's a shadow right there, a shadow note. On a gray day, there's not the value change between shadow and light. These are kind of all backlit. Then I have kind of a path leading into the painting. I always start on a white canvas. Well, this is a gesso board, ampersand gesso boards. So this is much lighter So it comes forward. And I've overcolored so that when I come down to cool some of these colors down, I'm not going to lose the intensity, the saturation of the colors. Now I thought that was a little bit too red compared to that middle red in the middle ground, so I made it a little bit cooler, greener. And then there's a dark patch right here that I'm looking at, those, relating this to the back trees. Still leaving white spaces between my colors.